Did you know that birth is 90% mental and 10% physical? That's right. So your mental preparation is so very, very important when you're preparing for your labour and birth journey, because where you're at mentally is going to speak volumes for how your body reciprocates, because they're one and the same, they're connected. So your thoughts create your reality. Going into your labour journey, what are you thinking and feeling? If your thoughts create your reality, are you dreading and fearing, and are you anxious about this labour journey that's imminent? Or are you welcoming what's going to come, the labour process, the journey of labouring? That's what you really need to ask yourself when you start to prepare yourself. Where am I at? What's going on for me mentally? Now, I usually get all my clients to ask themselves, before they start doing any preparation at all, what type of labour and birth they would like to experience. I'm asking you now, what do you want? Because if you don't know what you want, it's really hard to prepare. This video today is all about how you can mentally prepare, because if that's 90% of what labouring and birth is about, it's a large percentage. You really have to get your head in the game. If your head's not in the game, then physically it's going to be hard for you. What's the first thing that you can be doing? The first thing that you can be doing is thinking positively about your imminent labour journey. You've got to trust and believe in yourself that you can do this thing that's called labour and birth. Your body is designed. You have everything on board you possibly need to give birth. You have a uterus with very strong dynamic muscles, the vertical muscles that contract beautifully to pull the cervix up over your baby's head. You have the horizontal bands that are like a big spring, and they squeeze when you have a contraction, baby down onto the cervix. You've got a sphincter. The cervix is a sphincter of the body. It's designed to open when the conditions are perfect and right. And when I say conditions, that's the environment, that's you being supported mentally, physically, emotionally, feeling that you've got the right people in the room, where the environment is one of calm surrender. That's really what you need to think about, preparing yourself mentally to go to that place of calm surrender. Now, how do you do that? Well, hypnosis scripts is one of the most powerful things you can do. So many women underestimate how powerful it is to be listening to a script and following along with myself. I've created these beautiful scripts. Women underestimate following myself, my voice, teaching you how to breathe, how to let go, how to surrender. You can't go into this experience of labour just thinking you can do it straight off the bat when you've never had any practice. This is absolutely 100% essential. You need to prepare yourself prior to going into labour. And I suggest to all my clients that they do this practice of hypnosis every day to every other day from 30 weeks in your pregnancy. That's when it's most effective, when you start to really absorb the information. It's when you go into what's known as conscious reality phase of your pregnancy. It's where you're hungry for knowledge and you are open to preparing yourself to give birth. That's the first thing. You need to focus on the surrendering. Now, second to that, you need to focus on the breathing. I teach you how to breathe. Now, the most effective way to breathe that I have taught hundreds of my clients over the 28 years that I've been a doula and a childbirth educator is in for 4 through your nose and out for 6 through your mouth. And you do this rhythmically. Whilst your contraction is building, you are breathing rhythmically, in for 4, out for 6, and then bring it down. All right, so You keep doing that during a contraction. That helps you to produce huge amounts of oxytocin and endorphins. That then assists you to stay in that beautiful altered state where the lights are on and no one's home. Further perpetuates you to surrender and to let go and to go to that beautiful place you have to go to. And you're in labor. You're in that labor land. You're in it. So that's where you need to be, where the lights are on and no one's home and you are looking like you're in heaven. You're so relaxed, you're calm, you're peaceful. There's no sign of fear there, nothing at all. You're in the right place, exactly where you need to be. So that's the key right there, is surrendering to the waves of intensity. Now remember, a contraction is only 60 to 90 seconds in length. So you do your rhythmical breathing during that 60 to 90 seconds and then it's gone. And then in your 2 to 4 minutes rest and recovery, that's where you breathe normally and you just let go even further. That's all you really have to do. That's the first thing that you must focus on in your preparation mentally for labor. The second thing is you need to have trust in your body. You must trust and have faith that you have everything that you need. It is a foundational element of the birthing process that you really tune into you and stay positive, trusting in your body's capacity and ability. So many women underestimate how strong they are as a labouring woman. That's your superpower. You're amazing. You've got this. You have to really delve into that trust and faith and believe in yourself. Really believe and trust in your body. It can do this job it's designed to do. Next is staying positive. You must stay positive. Shut out all the negative stories. Start listening to the hypnosis scripts. Start journaling what you want. I have my clients do an activity where they write their birth story. That's right. Prior to it happening. So they are forward envisioning what is going to happen. So I get them to write it. If you could write your birth story right now, how does it go? Okay, let's do it. Let's write it. I challenge you to go away from this video and write your birth story. How does it start? How does it progress at home for the warm-up? When do you travel to your place of birth? What happens when you get there? How do you set up your room so you're in active labour? Where do you birth? Do you have a water birth? Do you have a birth that's kneeling on the floor? Are you standing? Are you in the shower? Who's there? What's the room set up like? Write your birth story. And then I want you to fold it and put it next to your bed. And every night before you go to sleep, you're going to open that sheet of paper or open that journal and you're going to read that story. You are implanting what you would like to have happen. In essence, we are using the law of attraction and we are imagining constantly what we want to have happen. This is just so incredibly powerful. I did this with all 3 of my beautiful labour experiences. It works. I had the most incredible labour births that were in water for my children. It does really work. I have done this with countless clients as well, and they're always blown away with how their story plays out. And they say to me, "Oh, Gabby, you wouldn't believe it. I read back over my story and it's identical to what I wrote." I said, "Yep, that's right. That's how it works." So write your story down. Read positive birth stories. I have written a whole book of birth stories from my 28 years of being a doula. Some of the stories I've written and some women have gifted to me. I'm so honoured that women have gifted me their stories to have published in a book. That book is available. I'll put the link down below. Focus on the positive affirmations. I am strong as the woman that I am. I have a beautiful script on YouTube called I Believe in Me. It's only like 3 minutes long, but if you listen to that daily, repeatedly, It really plants that seed of positivity. So that's very, very powerful. You can write positive affirmations or you can listen to them. Either or are both powerful. I would suggest that you actually do both. All right, next you need to get clear on what your wants and needs are. Start to focus on what is it that you actually want to create and how are you going to get there? Who do you need to have present to support you? Is it your partner? Is it your aid doula? Is it your best friend? Is she really skilled at attending births? Is it your mum? Look, some mothers are amazing during labour for their daughters. Others can hinder the process. So be wary of that because some mums don't want to see their daughter in labour and they try and do anything to sabotage it. So just be mindful of that. Choose carefully who you have there. You want the people that you choose to support you to have a role, a designated role. It is not to sit there and watch you. That's not what it's about. Okay, so choose carefully. Write down not just your birth plan as in you've journaled what you want your birth to look like, your birth story. That's separate. Birth story is different. That's what you're putting out to the universe to create. Your birth plan is all the nitty gritty that you would like to have on the day or night, which all the medical staff, everyone in that room when you go into labour reads, and they work towards supporting you creating that. Now remember, it's a birth wants and needs list, a birth plan. So it's not what you don't want. Don't get into the energy of writing, I don't want this, I don't want that. That's not a birth plan. Okay, that's a I don't want list. This is a birth wants and needs birth plan. Okay, it's everything you want and you need and you would like the people in the room to support you with. All right, next, do not underestimate your strengths and power within you to be able to handle the pain. And I say pain like that because I don't use the word pain, because that is an acronym to me, basically, that says it's purposeful, it's anticipated, it's intermittent, and it's normal. That's what the word pain stands for in labour. Use the word intensity. So don't underestimate your ability to cope with the intensity. See how much more powerful and positive that is? So intensity says, yes, I've got this. I can do it. It's just a wave of intensity. It's 60 to 90 seconds long. How hard can it be? It's not hard. It's what we created. So remember, our thoughts create our reality. So what is it that we're thinking and feeling? If we're thinking that it's going to be 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, it's going to be. Don't make any assumptions about what you're going to experience because you might be pleasantly surprised, like many of my clients have been. They've come to me after their labour and said, Gabby, I understand now what you mean about its intensity. It wasn't painful. There is an intensity there and there's an endurance to it, and it just comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. You've just got to be prepared for the rhythmical nature of a contraction, of the intensity. That's what you need to set yourself up to believe it's going to be, because it is. That's what it is. Don't make any assumptions about you and your ability. That's where women trip themselves up all the time. Trust and believe in this amazing job that you are going to do, because you're going to absolutely knock it out of the ballpark. Trust me on that. Some things that you really need to do to mentally prepare is you need to read positive birth stories. Maybe watch some positive birth stories on YouTube. Listen to women telling their stories. I have shared on YouTube the story of my first labour, which is quite hilarious, actually. It's well worth the watch and the listen. If that's something you'd like to hear, go right ahead. I'll put the link down below. But that story is a good one. It was my first experience. But, I never had a doubt in my mind going into that labour. I just knew I could do it. And I was so surprised at how short and how really there wasn't any intensity to it. I was just, having like menstrual cramping. And then the next thing, I felt all this pressure. And the next thing I birthed. It was literally like that. Pretty out there. I'm one of those women that loves labor. I love it. I love it. I would have had 12 children if I could have, but I didn't go there. I stopped at 3. So, okay, listen to women's stories, especially women like me who feel really passionate about birth and who really love birth. All right, affirmations, don't forget, start to write some affirmations. I am amazing, I am strong, I believe in my body, I trust in my body to be able to labour, I trust in my body to open to 10 centimetres. The more I breathe, I surrender. The more I surrender, I let go and I open to 10 centimetres. I am a birthing woman. So in labour, your affirmations need to be in the moment. I am. So it's not a future, I hope to. It's I am right now. Right now, I am opening to 10 centimetres. It's not I hope to open to 10 centimetres. When you're preparing right now, if you're pregnant right now, you talk about, as a pregnant woman, I am so strong. I am amazing. All right. So talk about in the moment, stay in the moment. And lastly, listen to the hypnosis scripts. Seriously, do not underestimate. It's like a meditation. It's a deep meditation. If you're freaked out by the word hypnosis, don't be. I've been a hypnosis practitioner for 25 years. It seriously is the most calming, relaxing experience you can have. It just takes you a bit deeper than it would a meditation. Don't be freaked out. It is the most powerful thing. And you're in control. It's not like I have control of you when you listen to those scripts. They're just very relaxing. They're equal to the conducive state of labour, actually. The state that you go to when you listen to those scripts is identical to the state of labour. The natural conducive state of labour is one and the same, like you're in hypnosis. And how do I know that? Because I was in that state when I gave birth 3 times and I thought, wow, this is very, very powerful. So give yourself an opportunity to partake in listening to those scripts. They will pay dividends. Okay, so what women have experienced as a result of listening to my hypnosis scripts is that they feel more prepared for their labour journey. They definitely feel like they've got the breathing down pat and they understand how to surrender and let go. So it's not a shock to them when they go into labour that suddenly they've got to try and let go. All right, they're fully prepared. They are also knowledgeable because I talk about all aspects of labouring in those scripts. There's 5 scripts in total, actually, that I have on. They're all on YouTube. I educate through those scripts how and why and what's going to happen. It's all there in that preparation. It's really the whole collective of what you need. And the best part about it is it gives you that total 100% trust in your body and its ability to birth. And that's what you need going into this journey. All right, you really need to have that faith and you need to trust in yourself and your ability to birth. And I hope for you that your thoughts become, I'm a powerful, birthing, strong woman and I've got this, I can do this. And through listening to those scripts, that the little inkling, the little bits of doubt that you have, those sabotaging thoughts, maybe that fear and anxiety will just dissolve. It just disappears. It literally disappears. And people go, wow, what's happened here? You have completely changed and you're just so into this labouring now. And that's what comes of really mentally preparing yourself. Now, on the flip side, what is the 10% that I spoke about? So if the mental preparation is 90% of this journey, this story of labour and birth, what's the 10%? Well, that is preparing your body. And how do you prepare your body? Well, Really, it's about optimal fetal positioning, getting the baby's spine to the front of your body, to the midline, the left or the right of your belly button. From 30 weeks on, it's doing the exercises. It is getting your baby into optimal fetal position. It's getting your body strong, ready for your marathon. It's about doing exercises on your Fitball every day. I've done a YouTube video on optimal fetal positioning and what you can be doing. So that's the 10%. Once you've got your baby all lined up, ready to go, it will take care of itself. But the 90% is where you're at here, because if you don't believe you can do it, you won't do it. That's where it's at. That's it from me today. Birth your way. I wish for you have an amazing labour of love, because that's why I do what I do. Please subscribe down at the bottom here. I've got some links for various things that I've mentioned. Give me a thumbs up, and I really hope that you enjoy this information. And reach out to me. I do one-on-one coaching sessions for women and their partner, support people, anyone that you feel you need to have skilled up to be there for you. I look forward to hopefully seeing you on my next video.